At the American Airlines Center, the Boston Bruins set to take on the Dallas Stars and former Bruins star Tyler Seguin. Let's head down to Dallas and bring in Jack Edwards and Andy Brinkley.
All right, Dale, great to be with you once again as we bring in this game from Dallas. Starting goalies brought to you by your New England Audi dealers. Experience the new Audi A3 with legendary Audi Quattro all-wheel drive tonight. In his last 3 starts on the road, Tuukka Rask does not have a regulation loss. He has a sparkling 1.28 goals against average. Kari Lehtonen at the other end of the ice, about 500 lifetime against the Bruins. He does have 1 shutout. Pretty good save percentage, 2.45 goals against average. Lehtonen was incredible behind Tyler Seguin and the Stars in the first 3 minutes at Chicago on Sunday. The Blackhawks actually changed out twice. They had 3 different sets of forwards before the Stars could get the puck out of the defensive zone. The game is on, and here's Bennett alone! A save by Rask! Will it be a penalty shot? A tripping call. Well, there you go. Welcome to Dallas. 9 seconds into the game, you got a breakaway, and the Stars are going to play wide open hockey.
Yeah, not sure what was going on other than the Bruins were kind of concentrating on maybe making a line change immediately because it was the Seguin line that starts against the Soderberg line. And it's one of those plays right off a set draw in the neutral zone that the Bruins like to use. With a left winger, in this case Jamie Benn, he breaks to the boards as if there's going to be a play up the wall, and then he cuts back to the middle. And he's able to beat McQuaid to the inside, and he was in alone. McQuaid had to make a diving attempt, chips Benn. And now a quick power play early in the hockey game for Dallas. The power play stats are brought to you by Echo Store Technology.
Bruins have allowed just 2 power play goals in their last 8 games, killing 27 of the 29 shorthanded situations. Dallas 1 for 2 on the power play at Chicago on Sunday. It was Cody Eakin who scored the power play goal. And here's Eakin down in the corner getting mashed by Chara. Kevin Miller, Chara's defensive pair. John Klingberg's shot sails wide. Seguin to Klingberg. Klingberg gives back to Seguin at the blue line. Slides it to Benn. Looks for a give and go, but he gives it away to Bergeron, who makes the easy clear. Bruins change out all 4 penalty killers. Seidenberg and Hamilton, the defensive pair. Ex-star Louis Eriksson up front with Chris Kelly. And it's Klingberg. Gives to Alex Hemsky. Rask into the corner. Seidenberg can't handle it. Hemsky brings it back to Alex Goligoski. He skates the line. Hemsky closes, tries a centering pass. The jam shot by Jason Demers doesn't get through.
Yeah, good effort by Kelly to locate that puck. Didn't have to get a lot on it, but he put it in the area. Was able to slide out of the defensive end.
Goligoski over Hamilton's stick there. Eric Coley closes, throws it off from Seidenberg and then centers, but Kelly comes out of the pack with the puck.
Another good play by Kelly. It looked like Hamilton was going to field that puck. Lost an edge. Kelly had to get to it first.
Back to Chara and Miller, the defensive pair with Campbell and Paye, the penalty-killing forwards. Goligoski leads for the captain, Jamie Benn. Gives it right side to Jason Spezza along the boards with Seguin. Seguin tries to pull the puck out of the crowd. Miller limits Seguin's space. Benn picks it up, tries to center, decides he won't. Comes up the far side, chips it to Spezza, top of the circle. Back to Benn. Benn throws it low. Cody Eakin going to work, tears past Chara to Seguin, the one-timer. Miller with the block. Puck pops about 15 feet in the air. Seguin cross ice. Benn plays it on the bounce. Klingberg can't do anything with the puck, but it's still in the attacking zone. Spezza, the dart, goes right through the crease. Seguin couldn't tuck it in on the far post.
Jack, you mentioned as this power play was just beginning where the Bruins penalty killing had been trending. How much better it's been of late. Quality penalty kill to start this hockey game.
0 shots on goal during the 2-minute man advantage for the Stars. Jamie Alexiak cannot jam it past David Pastrnak. There's Jyrki Jokipaka. It's a mouthful for announcers tonight. Pastrnak going after the puck. Here comes Vern Fiddler playing his 700th NHL game. Quite a career for the grinder. Antoine Roussel with a big hit on Pastrnak up high, straightening up the rookie in the defensive zone. Roussel's a banger, but he's also shown a scoring touch this year. He's got 11 goals already this season. Once the Bruins property. Chris Kelly's shot saved Kari Lehtonen. The chip rebound, throwing the bean bag right into the slot. Jordy Benn, 2 years older than his brother to Captain Jamie Benn off to Sean Horkoff.
So is his beard, I think.
Horkoff centers. McQuaid bats it out of the front. Seidenberg to Kelly to Erickson. Pulls it back out of the skates of the Stars. Now McQuaid at his own line. Hits to the red line. Wraps it off the corner boards. Erickson tries to loose far side to Soderberg. Kicks to the stick. Jordie Benn can't clear the zone. Torrey Krug to Miller at the half boards. Miller goes deep. Gets Benn down to a knee. Erickson saucers it to Soderberg, and looking in front for Kelly, who's jamming in the crease. Jordie Benn off the corner boards. Louis Erickson gets tripped down. Jordie Benn goes to the box, and the Bruins get on the power play about 4 minutes into the game.
First dump in by the Bruins. This is where you want to force Dallas to have to play in their own zone. Lucic and Krejci were coming through the neutral zone, trying to make a play at the blue line. That was denied. But finally, the Bruins drive the puck in deep, and now they get their forechecking game going. We talked about this line, Jack, in the pregame show, and how well they play when they cycle the puck. They read off each other well. It allows the defense to stand in at the blue line. It pulls those forwards back for Dallas into that slot area. It opens up a number of different options. Because they protect the puck well, they draw penalties. Bruins go on a power play.
Rick, you talked about it, how the power play must become more of a weapon on the road. The Bruins just 2 for 26 with the man advantage in their last 12 games away from TD Garden.
Yeah, their success rate on the road is less than 10%. That has to improve.
And 9.8%. They're tied for 30th in road power play goals with just 5. Power play brought to you by Arbella, here for Bruins fans, here for good. Zdeno Chara in a battle against Jamie Alexiak. Chara 6'9", and Alexiak 6'7". That's about as much length as you're going to get in a matchup all season long. This puck bounces off the stick of Vern Fiddler, as we said, reaching a milestone. This has been Fiddler's entire career. He has been a grinder, an incredibly determined player who's found his role, and he has made an excellent career out of it. Anything but excellence on this power play so far for the Bruins. Halfway through, not a single offering on goal. Bergeron bangs into Jokipaka. Lehtinen rides it high around the corner glass. Hamilton gives it over to Riley Smith. The snapshot saved by Lehtinen. Bergeron keeps it loose, and Erickson gets it back to Hamilton. Erickson in the circle. Smith going down the weak side. Hamilton bunts it back to Erickson. Looks for the lane. It's off Bergeron. Smith right across the slot, but couldn't get the redirection as Bergeron was still tangled up high slot.
He was actually looking for Soderberg, who started to move to get in front of Lehtinen when the side was open, and that's where Smith wanted to feed it. Lehtinen actually did the Bruins a favor. The Bruins hadn't won a battle yet for a loose puck in the offensive zone with the man advantage. Lehtinen just threw it around the boards back to the right point where Dougie Hamilton was waiting for the puck, and now the Bruins were able to get in their setup. They get a couple of good looks. But you're right, not much happening with that power play through the first minute 15.
Smith's wrist shot knocked down in front. I think it might have hit Soderberg before it got to Lehtinen. Smith draws Horkoff. Hamilton over to Erickson. High in the circle, goes to the dot. Soderberg in front for Bergeron. But Horkoff makes a nice stick check on Bergeron and clear.
Yeah, it looked like the pass was just a little bit too forward in by the skate, but the one-timer was not available.
Hamilton gives to Lucic, draws it wide against Roussel. You know Roussel will finish his check. Jokipaka all the way around and out. And Jordie Benn is out of the box. 3 shots on goal during the Boston power play. See if the Bruins can get some 5-on-5 attacking rhythm out of it. Pastrnak carrying the puck up into the neutral zone.
We had too many men, I believe, on Dallas.
Stoppage. Looks as if the Bruins will be a man up when the game resumes.
Bruins with back-to-back power plays. Why? Well, Dallas guilty of too many men on the ice. Well, here's 5 right out here in the neutral zone, plus 1 more down here in the offensive end. There's your 6. Too many men on the ice. Clearly a penalty of the Dallas Stars. And Boston, who didn't do much with the first minute 15 of the first power play. They got some looks with the second unit, or the other unit, I should say, with the Bergeron unit. And that's the unit they're going to start with this time.
Power play brought to you by your New England Mazda dealers. Bergeron and Eakin on the face-off, and Alexiak knocks the backhand all the way to the Boston zone. Guarding Hamilton, trouble from Ryan Garbutt. Riley Smith, difficulty getting away from Eakin. You may remember him from his days with the Washington Caps. Bergeron to Erickson, to Soderberg to Erickson, but he couldn't tuck the backhand in. Hamilton to Erickson on the half-boards. A lot of Bruins fans here. Bergeron, the one-timer from pretty close to his favorite spot near the rim of the circle. Soderberg to Erickson at the half-boards. Hamilton down the slot. Smith scoops at it. It bounces loose. Soderberg to Bergeron, and ding! Off the steal on the glove side of Lehtonen. Hamilton to Erickson. Pivots at the point. Soderberg to Hamilton. Great puck movement. This one hits Garbutt. Soderberg to Smith. He fires it off the end boards. Hamilton comes toward the middle of the line. Smith closes the shot, blocked by Garbutt. Garbutt nudges it clear and then peels off for a change.
Real good puck movement, good decisions, execution, good looks. A little lack of puck luck, especially on the Bergeron try to cut the post.
Lucic can't handle it cleanly. Roussel takes his space away. Chara back to Krug, and he rotates it to Pastrnak. Lehtonen knocks the puck down, but loses control of it. Lucic after it. Demers can't clear past Krug. Krug to David Krejci. Torrey Krug closes the snapshot, and a save by Lehtonen with Chara right on it. Chara on the end boards finds Lucic with the angled pass. Back to Krejci. Here's Krug closing, looks in front. It comes off Demers' skate. Krejci to Lucic. Pulls it off the dot, shoots it into Jordy Benn's legs. Chara wins the puck on the wall to Lucic. Drives it, that goes up off of Benn's leg and up out of play with 2 seconds to go on the penalty being served by Jason Spezza.
Well, if you don't score in your power play, you certainly want to generate some momentum. The Bruins have done a lot of that. Real good opportunity for Louis Erickson, just bothered by the back check of Goligoski. Gets his stick a little bit in the glove area. Not sure that did enough to prevent him from scoring. And then a nice little play tight to the net, that tight triangle. The backhand beat. Soderberg finds Bergeron in that slot area, goes back across the grain, over the glove, catches the post.
One shot on goal during the power play. You got to keep your eye on Spezza, who is an attacking threat. Is clear. Adam McQuaid knocks it down in center. Chris Kelly bounces the puck down to the corner. Alex Goligoski. Once a member of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Klingberg can't connect, but Spezza picks up the puck. Rask has to get a leg on the low angle shot. Goligoski along the line. Klingberg's wrist shot and an easy stop for Rask. He'll take the defensive zone faceoff.
Well, Spezza comes out of the box, and he's just going to stay on this line with Seguin and Benn for the entire shift. And curious to see what Dallas wants to do in terms of their line combinations after the penalty kill. Dallas kind of survived that power play, Jack. The Bruins had a lot going on in the offensive zone. Both units very active. The Bergeron line, or the Bergeron unit, very effective. And you hope that that translates into some follow-up shifts 5-on-5 where you have more pressure. But force Dallas to have to turn, pivot, go make plays on the direct of a forecheck. Not their strength.
Jamie Benn with Colton Sevier wearing number 22. He's a fourth-year player. Does a lot of the dirty work. And Benn makes players around him better. And one of the beneficiaries of that is the guy playing center on this line, Tyler Seguin. Jamie Benn centers it, goes off a stick and flips over the low glass, and a nice catch by a fan up in row 5. Tonight's key matchup brought to you by Honda. Start something special with a great deal on a Honda. Since being acquired from the Dallas Stars, Louis Erickson, plus 24 rating, 65 points in 106 games. Riley Smith, a plus 32 rating. And he has 72 points in 128 games. Tyler Seguin, in time since the trade, is at better than a point per game pace. And average, it would come out to 89 points over an 82-game season. Smith to Paille. He can't wrap it around Lehtonen. Riley Smith with a nice room service steal. And Daniel Paille had a great chance.
Yeah, it was Bergeron that made the play.
by a snake-bitten, has played 25 consecutive games without having scored a goal coming into tonight. McQuaid off the stick and rattles past Goligoski. Pastrnak to the corner, takes the hit from Klingberg. Krejci to Pastrnak in traffic. Goligoski takes the hit from Krejci to move it to Fiddler, and he's quickly out to Horcoff. Horcoff works the right side ahead for Travis Moen, who you certainly remember from his Montreal days. Fiddler hard into the end boards and slow to get up, but he's back on his feet. Left leg especially hit the end boards hard. Fiddler takes it out of the air and controls. Seidenberg slams him body to body. Moen's right there as the next layer, but Krejci takes it away. Lucic swivels the puck through the defensive zone. Pastrnak curls back to keep possession. Seidenberg, long indirect, looking for Jordan Caron. Alexiak gives it away. Campbell scores. No. Hooking penalty on Jordan Caron. So it's called back. And instead of being up 1-0, the Bruins will be down one man. Hooking is the call. Dallas on the power play when the game resumes.
Jordan Caron in the lineup again tonight. Brad Marchand serving game 2 of his 2-game suspension. He must be pretty strong, Jack. Just that one hand, guilty of the hook that led to the turnover and the goal by Gregory Campbell on a nice shot to the glove side on Lettinen, but obviously not going to count the penalty to Caron. Second power play for the Stars.
Stars looking for their first shot on goal since the breakaway from Jamie Benn 9 seconds into the game. As we were at our research meeting last night, Brittany says it. The Stars are a team that cashes in on their chances. The Bruins need to make sure that they do. They've had several and have not cashed in yet. Jamie Benn into Tuukka Rask's chest, and he gathers in the rebound. You see the talent of a guy like Benn and Seguin and Spezza, who's nearly a point-per-game player against the Bruins in his career. They are going to score on their chances.
Yeah, and even like the defenseman Klingberg on this power play. They talk a lot about Aaron Ekblad down in Florida. Well, Klingberg's numbers are right there with him because he didn't get called up to the parent club until about 14, 15 games into the regular season. You know, he says he has a little of that Erik Karlsson in him as far as the offense goes, so he'll get a lot of power play time, too.
He's kind of built that way. One very reputable website that's usually reliable for research had him listed at 158 pounds, but he's a full 180. He and Pastrnak ought to end up at about the same weight, but we're talking about an NHL defenseman. Here's Seguin. In front for Benn. He lifts it over Rask, but the puck goes wide of the post. What a deflection by Jamie Benn in front as he knew Rask was going down. Here is Klingberg. John Klingberg saucers it ahead of Benn. Spezza rescues the puck along the boards. Klingberg, high slot to Benn, to Spezza. Seguin down the weak side, never gets to him. Louis Eriksson intercepts and rolls it out of the zone.
That body position, stick position again, taking away the middle of the ice.
Halfway through Caron's hooking penalty, the first time he's put the Bruins on the shorthand this year. Tyler Seguin shot, glove saved by Rask.
This is just a simple, we're going to get the puck into the offensive zone. We're going to post up, but if we have a plate on the net, we're going to take it. Good chemistry between those two players, Tyler Seguin, Jamie Benn. Seguin looking for him all the way, get in behind Chara, in behind Miller. Tuukka Rask doing just enough to disrupt that backhand tip-in attempt by Benn.
As you saw, 4 20 or more goal seasons for Jamie Benn in his 5 seasons. The one season in which he didn't do it was the lockout shortened season. And he had a career high 34 last year and also got an extra piece of jewelry as he came back from the Olympics with a gold medal. Ales Hemsky in front looking for Horcoff, but Horcoff could only wave at the airborne puck. Demers. Goligoski taps it for Hemsky. Operating off the half boards, now goes to the corner, draws Seidenberg. Indirect back to Goligoski. He's got Demers set up top of the near circle. Hemsky's drive is well wide. Goligoski has it at the blue line. Demers to Goligoski. Hemsky again. fakes the shot. Now Demers, and Rask makes a strong left-to-right push to take it away. And the Bruins clear. Paille gets a piece of the puck. Horkoff leads Hemsky down the right wing. It's off McQuaid and slides harmlessly to Tuukka Rask. The Bruins are able to kill off the penalty.
Well, you're going to give up shots when you're killing penalties, no question about it. You try to minimize the damage. Make the shots come from angles, allow your goaltender to see it. McQuaid was doing a nice job in a box out in front of the net. And then the Bruins forwards rotate nicely. Demers gets close to the net, but it's Paille that gets into the shooting lane. So bodies in the shooting lanes, sticks in the passing lanes. Bruins penalty killing strong here in the first period.
Eakin, Roussel, and Garbutt are out there to counter the David Krejci line. Eakin wins it. Jokipaka's shot, and Rask makes the stick save. Miller mucking for the puck along the wall. Hard to Pastrnak. He uses the great hands to kill the momentum of the puck. Krejci softly to the corner. Lucic against Alexiak. Alexiak goes down. Jokipaka gets it to Garbutt. He deflects. Eakin 2-on-1 with Roussel against Miller. Good back pressure as Pastrnak comes all the way back to make it a relatively harmless rush. What an effort from Pastrnak as Dallas had transition.
Yeah, you're never too late to come back. And he was in a full sprint coming through the neutral zone. And as soon as Dallas, he can try to cut to the middle. Now you're not on that straight line where it's tough to catch off that near side post. And because of the effort coming back, you're able to make a lift stick play.
On the forecheck, Perron trying to slide the puck middle. Dallas ices it. Bricken mentioned Pasternak's work away from the puck and the loss to Columbus. This is what has the coaching staff so pleased, even when he isn't scoring 2 a game.
Right, we describe it as paying attention and trying to learn how to play at the NHL level, what's required to play when you don't have the puck in the offensive zone. You know, you got to play all 3 zones. You look to the guys that are the leaders in that area, and you try to emulate the way they play, the way they think the game when you don't have the puck and you have a job to do.
Bergeron, Paille, and Smith against Vern Fiddler's line. Travis Mullen and Sean Horkoff are the wings. Jordy Benn and Jason Demers, the D pair. Paille's shot off Mullen's body. The Stars belted out to center. McQuaid and Seidenberg, the defensive pair for Boston. McQuaid tries to go north and south. Horkoff picks it up. Fiddler gains the Boston line. Slides the backhand right to Bergeron, and the Bruins take it up ice. Bergeron scoops the backhand and tumbles down in the slot. Goligoski controls it nicely with Smith on his back. Smith's forechecking pressure gets it to Paille to Bergeron. Now Paille on the end boards goes indirect for Smith. Working against Klingberg. Rattles it to the near side. Hamilton can't do much with the puck. Goligoski gives it away to Paille. Tries to curl and drag. Mullen hand pass in his own zone. They're going to say he concealed the puck. And that looked like a hand pass. He never really stopped the thing. This is the second time we've seen this called this season, and both times players have had totally legitimate arguments that the call was wrong. Mullen is not going to win his argument. The Bruins will be on the power play.
And score first period, 5:34 to go in the opening 20. The Bruins have had a number of good looks. Off the rush on the power play, a little give and go. Louis Eriksson can't get it home on the backhand. Soderberg, he finds Bergeron on the slot, rips one off the post. That 2 on the power play, and then an even strength, the turnover by the Stars. A great play by Bergeron to Smith to Paille. Paille trying to outweight Lettinen. Lettinen able to extend that right pad to seal off the short side. And the special teams theme continues there. Bruins on the power play again.
Riley Smith. Now Carl Soderberg. Soderberg leads the Bruins with 4 power play goals this season, and the man with the puck, Dougie Hamilton, has 3. Hamilton leaves the puck back by the Boston line for Riley Smith. He gallops into the Dallas zone. Here's Bergeron, slides it to Eriksson, but the puck explodes off his forehand. Soderberg goes down in front after a collision with Jordy Benn. Here comes Cody Eakin. He had a shorthanded goal at Chicago on Sunday. Pulls up in the corner, waits for help. Goligoski going down the slot. Cole, the touch pass to Goligoski in front, but Eriksson takes it away. Pastrnak risks the puck back to the corner. Dougie Hamilton gives it away to Jamie Benn. Circles, but Pastrnak is in front of the Boston goal. Bruins disorganized on the power play. Short-handed possession in the Boston zone by Dallas. This is a hand pass. And the faceoff's going to come outside the Boston line with 1:02 to go on the penalty.
Yeah, Bruins just had an opportunity in the offensive zone when they worked the play off that far hash mark, but couldn't handle the puck. And then Bergeron tried to win the one-on-one battle. And then the Stars got real aggressive up ice. You mentioned the shorthanded goal by Eakin. He also had a power play goal in that game against Chicago. His first 2-goal game ever.
And he had a post, too. Easily could have had a hat trick. Jamie Benn, stick handling around Krug. Chara lifts his stick. Krug throws his hip in on Benn. Benn bleeds the clock. Pastrnak scoots it over to Krejci. Big effort by Cole, but he goes headlong into the boards. Here's Pastrnak taking it wide through the neutral zone off Goligoski's stick all the way around to Chara. Chara steers it deep. Lucic against Goligoski. Lucic around the boards. Krejci hard across the line to Krug. Krug dribbles it, but it hops over Pasternak's stick. Alexiak makes sure, and he just cracks it off the boards down the ice.
This unit needs a little bit more movement, not just puck movement, but body movement. When you throw it back to the point like Lucic did, you got to move your feet and get out there and shorten that passing lane in order to have possession.
Krejci, a little delay over the line, and Lucic is offside. Lucic and Roussel.
Now look at the linesman making contact with Lucic.
Yep.
Lucic just coming over and having a little conversation with Roussel. No problem, nothing going on. There's no late hit there. You try to play all the way to the whistle, plays offside, little bump contact. That's the way Roussel is. And then Lucic's doing his job, and the linesman came in there pretty aggressive. You know, they don't want to be bumped, right?
Andy McElman.
Tough job, though, when the gloves do come up for the linesmen when they got to get in there.
You want to stop that? No thanks. Bruins have had 3 power plays in the first period. That last happened against New Jersey earlier this month. Previous to that, it hadn't happened for 2 years. All the way back to January 2013, the Bruins with 3 power plays in the first period of the game. Cody Eakin turns and cranks it all the way down the ice. And the Bruins with 0 shots on goal during that power play. So a total of 4, but 3, then 1, then none. The trend is not good. Here comes Tyler Seguin with open ice, working Seidenberg's side. Waits for Sevier in front, and Benn's tip is just wide. Seguin wins the puck back. Behind Ben, he plays it off the corner boards against McQuaid. Slips it past Seguin. Now it's Sevier trying to work it middle, but Seidenberg blocks it with his skates. Smith with possession and an interference call coming. Are they pointing at Bergeron or McQuaid?
Well, they're not pointing at Seidenberg, who was around the puck.
McQuaid has his chin down around his chest.
And once again, this is the linesman, the referee in the neutral zone, based on sight lines, is going to make this call on McQuaid, center of the penalty box. Bruins had a chance to get the puck out. Paille was unable to do it. A little stick work right there by McQuaid on Seguin. Sagan's going to go down. There's your interference call. Power play for the Stars. Both teams with 3-man advantage opportunities here in the first.
Horkoff on the face-off. Roussel bumps into Miller, but Chara takes the puck and rifles it off the left wing boards. Hemsky swings to the right as Alex Goligoski gives it to him. Alex Hemsky on the fly around Chara, throws it in front past Horkoff. Chris Kelly takes the nudge from Louis Eriksson and makes the clear.
Now, the penalty kill has been great here in the first period, but one thing the Stars have been able to do pretty frequently, pretty regularly, is get the puck into the offensive end.
Like that, Antoine Roussel taking Goligoski's long pass. Now Horkoff in a race against Bergeron. Bergeron gets the shoulders inside. So important in winning the puck. Lindy Ruff himself was talking about it. You don't win the puck with your stick. You win the puck by getting your body there first. And Bergeron, a classic example of it.
Yeah, and he was able to determine the puck had enough on it to get out of the defensive zone, even if he gets stopped by Horkoff.
Tyler Seguin on the off wing sends Ben through, but the puck a little too fast for him. Ben off of Gregory Campbell's stick. He jams against Seguin with the puck in Seguin's skates. Here's the drive from The defenseman Klingberg walking down the slot, and we got a little nastiness.
Yeah, it was Ben that made the play. It looked like Campbell was going to get the puck out of the defensive zone, but Ben able to jump on that loose puck and find Klingberg coming in from that right point. Quality scoring chance, and Rask had to come out and challenge. Klingberg's shot was probably a little bit too much center on the net because Rask is going to take it off the chest protector. But a nice play again by Ben, who's been all around the puck here in the first period.
Rather Spezza against Kelly on the faceoff. Miller with a big collision against Cody Eakin. Chara right in front of the Boston goal to Chris Kelly. That's a tumbling muffin all the way down to Lehtinen. Pressure from Eriksson, and Lehtinen has to bunt the puck back to the end board. Half a minute to go on the power play for Dallas. 2 shots so far on the power play. Jason Spezza maneuvering into the Boston zone. Ben back to Spezza. Seguin lurking out near the left point. He has the puck now. Chips it cross ice. Spezza takes it off the boards to Jamie Benn. Eakin, the man on the high slot. Here's Seguin. The shot loose in front of Spezza, jams, but Rask holds the line. Jamie Benn, it comes off of Kelly, and Eriksson makes yet another clear. Outstanding penalty killing by Boston.
Yeah, real good look too by Seguin. He saw he had Spezza right at the top of the crease with a little redirect. Made another real good pass. And that puck just didn't deflect off Kelly. He extended that right skate to get it in the passing lane to help make the steal.
3 shots on goal during the power play for Dallas. Is back to 5-on-5 in the last 3/4 of a minute of the first period. Tons of special teams play with 6 total power plays in the first period. Jordy Benn off the end board. Lucic with a big hit on Jason Demers. Ryan Garbutt into the Boston zone. Pastrnak pokes at the puck. Here's Garbutt who went to Brown. He fires and it might have gone off the knob of Rask's stick as Roussel was jamming right next to the post. There we got a little nicety going on in the corner. Roussel not shy about it. Antoine Roussel with 6 fighting majors this year.
No, the Bruins got back nicely, and it was just an unfortunate puck that squeezed through both Pastrnak and Krejci and led to that opportunity for Garbutt. Bruins down low, trying to take away shooting lanes to the net. Rask able to read off that, and that puck gets deflected up over the glass and play away from the puck. Getting a little nasty, as you pointed out, Jack. And, of course, with that line on the ice, Roussel, Eakin, and Garbutt, you expect that kind of playing on the edge style of a third line. And, of course, Milan Lucic likes hockey when it's played that way.
The center scoreboard kind of has a judder to it when it's counting down inside a minute with 1/10 of seconds. It hops over a lot of digits, and I thought I saw 27 seconds when play stopped, but it's reading 22.7 right now. And referee Rob Martell over to explain something to Claude Julien, probably concerning how much time is remaining in the period. Vern Fiddler and Carl Soderberg on the faceoff to the left of Tuukka Rask, who has made 10 saves in this opening period. Kevin Miller behind the Boston goal. Gives to Chara up the middle to Soderberg. Carl Soderberg away from Ryan Garbutt's check. Patrice Bergeron and Alex Goligoski on the end boards. John Klingberg up but not out. Charge shot. Bergeron the tip. And it goes wide. Lehtinen. Now the wraparound from Kelly. Miller back to Chara. No time to load up. And they'll go to the dressing rooms. 0-0. Even though the center ice clock showed 4.1 seconds to go.
And a nice little exchange as the nastiness continues here. Kelly and Fiddler, they had a little something going in the neutral zone with some stick work. And then the Bruins with a good push here in the final seconds of the period. But if you were looking for compete level, let's take all the penalties and take it and put it aside for a second and try to examine the 5-on-5 play. The compete level was there for Boston, but special teams play, penalty killing real good, power play with some good looks. This is where we're at.
But are they going to cash in their chances, Dale? Well, remains to be seen. Twisted but true fact of the game. The Bruins have played just 8 games this season out of 46 coming into tonight with no players out of the lineup because of injury or, in tonight's case, in game 47, suspension. Team has a total of 94 man games lost to injury this season. 70% of those have been accrued by defensemen. Twisted Tea, hard iced tea, the refreshing hard iced tea that tastes like real iced tea. Be a little twisted. Alongside Andy Brickley with Garrett Austin at ice level. Leonard Essen production crew. I'm Jack Edwards. Tuukka Rask made 10 saves in the first period. One just 9 seconds into the game. 7 against the Dallas power play as they corrected it after the period and added 1 to the power play shot total for the Stars. Let's check out the road ahead, brought to you by Sullivan Tire and Auto Service. Visit sullivantire.com/road ahead. Well, the road ahead is a quick flight to Colorado tonight. It's only 2 states away, so it's a couple hours. You know, everything in Texas is big. We'll be with you for a 10 p.m. puck drop tomorrow night. Then the All-Star Festival occupies about a week, and we'll be back with you a week from Thursday in what may, sniffle, whimper, be our final visit ever to Uniondale in that terrific, loud little building where I believe they have sold out 4 in a row and 8 out of their last 10, Brick. So
playing some great hockey.
Oh.
Yeah, if it's their last year there, they're giving their fans everything they want to see because they're a real good team.
Game summary brought to you by your New England Chevy dealers. Eric Cole, who went hammering into the boards in the attacking zone in the first period, is not visible on the Stars bench. Here, Garbutt goes down in the neutral zone. I was following the puck. Did you see how he went down?
Yeah, Pye's sticking a piece of it.
Riley Smith, who had 2 shots on goal in the first period. Pye also had 2. Jamie Benn had 4 for Dallas. Pye, Eakin, Karam's right in front of the goal. Smith jacks the backhand out. It twists and bounces all the way down to John Klingberg. The 22-year-old gives it up to Alex Goligoski, who can't control the puck. Chris Kelly nudges it to the end boards. Kari Lehtinen cranks it off the corner glass. It bounces down for Adam McQuaid into Louis Eriksson's legs. Soderberg working his way out of the corner. Zips it back. McQuaid's wrist shot. Leg save. Rebound. Eriksson. How does that not go? Sevier up to the line, but not out. Good attacking zone time for the Bruins. Eriksson holds the puck against Klingberg. Gives it to Soderberg. Finds a seam. Kelly on the doorstep. Tip, but the puck goes up and off the glass. Lehtinen has been challenged in the first puck in 10 seconds of the second period.
This is what this line does best, Jack. They cycle the puck and they use the points. And it led to that unbelievable chance for Eriksson that Lehtinen got with his stick.
Eriksson holds on the end board, scoots around past Goligoski. McQuaid's one-timer saved by Lehtinen, and he does not allow a rebound. Kari Lehtinen with some magic along his goal line to deny Louis Eriksson.
Well, Eriksson's going to get to the net after a good shot from the point. That's that second chance opportunity. Eriksson thought he could go under the stick, I believe, because the other option, if he's got enough leverage, is to put the puck in the air, but it's out in front of him. And he felt that the better play was to get rid of it quick under the stick, but Lehtinen able to get a piece.
Louis Eriksson getting into double digits in goals a couple of games ago for the Bruins. Here's Oleszewski, swerves toward the middle of the line. Lucic takes it away. Feeds it to David Krejci. Krejci had Krug busting up the right side. Gives it to him. The shot off of Lehtinen, and Krejci scoops it wide of the post. Jordy Benn. Bruins have come out with some significant energy at the beginning of the second period.
Good back check by Lucic to turn defense into offense.
And Lucic breaks up Spezza in the neutral zone. Kevin Miller to Torrey Krug. Indirect for Krejci in front of the penalty bench. Jordy Benn gloves it down. Spezza takes it in the neutral zone. And that's a hand pass against Dallas.
Hemsky tries to step inside Lucic, just inside the offensive blue line. It's the back check of Lucic with good stick position. Nice short little pass to David Krejci. That activates on the wide side. Torrey Krug. Why? Because he knows Lucic is back. Kind of standing still after he makes a real good defensive play. That allows Krug to use that wide side of the ice, jump into the play. Krejci finds him. There was a second chance there too, Jack, off the initial stop by Lehtinen.
Lucic has occupied an awful lot of real estate in the last half dozen games or so. He is really making his presence felt. Seguin to take the face-off against Gregory Campbell. Seguin took just one draw in the opening period and won it. And he wins this one. Fiddler back to the end boards. Hamilton with a hit on Travis Mullen. Mullen tries a self-pass. Perron picks it off. Chara flicks forward for Craig Cunningham against Jamie Alexiak. Hamilton takes a big bump from Mullen. Jyrki Jokipaka makes Perron bounce off, but there's Cunningham, who has settled nicely into his role on Campbell's right wing. Fiddler toe picks. The puck keeps bouncing. Fiddler's shot wiggles wide of Rask. Seguin takes a whack at it. Comes up with the puck in the corner. He's got Roussel going down the slot. Seguin on a tour of the attacking zone. Goes through the lane. Demers, the defenseman, forward to the goal line. Brings it back to Jordy Benn. Benn's shot tipped down by Roussel. Went off the roof of the net. And the Bruins are able to clear the puck clearly above the crossbar when he made contact. Obviously,
you tip the puck down and it makes contact with the top of the net.
Rask a little stumble back of the goal as the Stars try to bring a surge of energy to answer Boston's opening parry.
The Bruins and the Massachusetts State Lottery are giving you the chance to win big with the Bruins Instant Ticket. You could instantly win one of 10 $50,000 prizes, or enter the second chance drawing for the opportunity to compete for $25,000. The new Bruins Instant Ticket now available in stores across Massachusetts.
Lots of black and gold everywhere the Bruins go. Kopaka's wrist shot sails over the bar and hits the end glass. Seidenberg and Colton Sevier, number 22. McQuaid swivels the backhand to Seidenberg, cracks it around through the corner. Soderberg lifts it up to Eriksson. Here comes Kelly late with Jokipaka going to the puck. Kelly's backhand and a save by Lehtinen. Lehtinen has made timely stops. The Bruins have had their chances, but they have not buried them.
Running a nice pass by Soderberg. The hard wraparound by Seidenberg. Soderberg's posted up on the left wing boards, and he sees Eriksson by himself out the neutral zone. High aerial backhand allowed Kelly to jump into the play to create that 2-on-1.
Daniel Paille, it bounces off the dasher and skips right past Lehtinen, riding high on the boards. As Hemsky brings it out right side of his own goal. Good effort by Riley Smith to disrupt the pass. Horkoff can't get it past Paille. Now here comes John Klingberg, the rangy defenseman, through the legs, and Hemsky plays it on the bounce off the kick plate and bounces it past Goligoski. Paille will extend with his speed. Lehtinen comes out and swivels it over to Klingberg, but Bergeron wins the puck. Paille past Bergeron. Krug, one hand on the backhand, knocks it down at the line, gets past Horkoff. But Goligoski intercepts. Tries to send Hemsky ahead through the seam. Miller back to pick up the puck for Boston. Dallas changing out. Torrey Krug gathers the puck past the red line. Again, it rides high and drops down off the dasher and bounces to the far corner. Pastrnak 1 against 2. Demers belts him in the back, trying to cave him in. Pastrnak loses the grip on his stick. Klingberg feeds it forward. Garbutt gets a piece of the puck. Eakin and Hamilton to the end board. Garbutt hard off the boards, and Pastrnak takes it. Swings it cross ice. Chara has room to roam. The Boston captain wiggles it down to the corner. Jordy Benn takes a hit from Lucic to move the puck to Eakin. He does a 360 and gives possession up to Chara. Middle of the line, Lucic over to Pastrnak. The high drive goes off the glass and makes the net tremble. That's out of play.
Nice quick up that time by the Bruins. Pastrnak gets a shot away. Prior to that was this play here. Louis Eriksson's going to fly in the zone. He was coming over to lend support in case Soderberg had to go up the wall. And when Soderberg has a chance to make a play in the center ice, that's when Eriksson veers off more to the middle of the neutral zone. And then Kelly uses good speed. They're going to get to the net out in front of Alexiak. And nice stop again. Lehtinen able to stay with him when he made the move to the backhand.
Both of these teams are okay, not great in terms of 5-on-5 play. Both at +6 in goal differential. 5-on-5, but the Bruins seem to be getting the better of it. Dallas is getting its chances though. Campbell's long wrist shot, a stick save by Kari Lehtinen. The Bergeron line back on the ice. And McQuaid down in the corner. front to Bergeron, who made himself available for that outlet pass. And Seidenberg kicks it away from Jamie Benn. Now Daniel Paille scoops it up, but the play is offside.
EchoStore Technologies, a leading information technology provider of enterprise storage, virtualization, and data storage solutions and services. Visit EchoStore.com for more information. EchoStore Technologies, your data center solutions provider.
Word from the Dallas media relations staff. Eric Cole has an upper body injury, will not return for Lindy Ruff's Dallas Stars. Ruff with this appearance tonight behind the bench. His 1,293rd game as a head coach, just one away from tying Jacques Martin for 8th place on the all-time NHL list of games coached. Sagan into the slot, tangles, Hamilton leaves his skates. Jordie Benn's shot saved by Rask. Paille knocks the puck back into the skates of Sevier and Hamilton. The Bruins having trouble in their own zone. Sagan to Jordie Benn, back to Sagan on the half-board, throws it through the slot. Sevier couldn't redirect. Demers, a nice triangle. Sagan's shot saved by Rask. Sagan gets robbed on the glove save by Tuukka Rask.
And Rask made it look easy. That was labeled high glove side, where Sagan really likes to score. We showed you a couple of highlights in the open. And Rask able to get it with the left arm and glove.
Vern Fiddler on the backhand, he scores! Fiddler celebrates his 700th NHL game with his 6th goal of the season.
I couldn't tell if this puck dips or not on Tuukka Rask. Will it make contact or not? Torrey Krug stick in there. Maybe this ice level view. Backhanders are always difficult to read. Almost looked like it spun or dipped to change a little direction. It got under the glove and under the arm of Tuukka Rask, short side. After that great save on Sagan, and then that one sneaks in.
Alexiak has trouble with the puck, rims it around. Soderberg bunts it forward for Eriksson. Eriksson turns on the backhand, brings it back to Krug, over to Miller. Miller's wrist shot deflects and goes off the glass. Eriksson and Soderberg mucking for the puck. Soderberg tries to draw it middle through some heavy traffic. Alexiak gets a piece of it. Soderberg swivels it, and Jamie Alexiak is right there. Soderberg leaps to knock it down, takes the hit from the 6'7" Alexiak. Mullen bunts it back to Jokipaka. Jyrki Jokipaka, backhand pass forward for Vern Fiddler. Spezza tries to move around Krug. Now wrists it off the end glass. Milan Lucic up the wing. Eakin gets a piece on the follow-through of the shot. Now Goligoski with a little bit of space, saucers it forward for Garbutt. Garbutt cuts to the inside, the backhand, just wide of the post. Ryan Garbutt with a terrific effort still to get off a shot. Lucic on the counter. Pastrnak can't play Gumby and drag that leg far enough behind him. Dallas has a 1-0 lead, mid-second period. Brick's Backyard Rink Contest is underway, presented by Arbella Insurance.
That's right, Jack. Looking for the best backyard rink in New England? Visit NESN.com/rinks to upload a short video that shows off your rink. When I pick the best rink, show up, play some hockey with you and your buddies. So enter now at NESN.com/rinks.
Speaking of rinks, hockey doubleheader tomorrow night. College game precedes us. Merrimack in BC, and our coverage begins at 6:30. Soderberg wins it with some oomph, and it gets all the way past Seidenberg to the Boston end. Adam McWade feeds Carl Soderberg. He lobs it out to center. Alex Goligoski gives it away to Chris Kelly. Sevier takes it away from him. Jamie Benn flicks it end over end to the end board. Seidenberg trying to poke it away from Jamie Benn. Louis Eriksson up to the line. And Goligoski cannot keep it in. Soderberg uses Kelly's work against Goligoski to flip the puck through the lane that opens. Here's Louis Eriksson on the end board now getting help from Kelly. Sagan goes in. Soderberg to Erickson. He tries to A-frame and gets the puck away from Goligoski. Soderberg shoves it back to Hamilton. Gets a little bit on the one-timer, not as much as he wanted, and it lobs in to Kari Lehtinen. Well, Dallas has scored in the second period for the 62nd time this season, Brick. That is the most goals by any team in any period. And the 1-2 gap between Dallas and the team that has scored the second most goals in the second period is as big as the 2-9 gap. So there are 8 teams occupying the same space that Dallas does atop the heap, and we all know what trouble the Bruins have had in the second period. Now, you add the second change, the long change, which is the obvious difference in the second period, and Dallas's love of flying the zone and sending guys loose. Does that add up? Does
Absolutely,
that make
yeah,
sense?
sure, absolutely. No question about it. And if the Bruins could keep it right where it is, worst case scenario, 1-0. Look at the numbers in the third and overtime for Dallas.
Yeah,
not good.
Nope. Dallas has not been good at holding leads. Scoring first numbers are not impressive, and it's leading after periods numbers. Not impressive. Krejci circles to the top. Lucic. Slap pass looking for Krejci, but Mullen took him out. And here comes Jason Spezza. Taps to Mullen. Saucers it in front. Miller catches it just as the puck was hitting the ice. Alexiak's drive into the chest of Tuukka Rask, and he'll take the faceoff in the Boston end.
Tomorrow on NESN Live, Gary Streisky and Sarah Davis will get you ready for tomorrow night's Bruins matchup with the Avalanche. And former Super Bowl champion Jermaine Wiggins will talk about how the Patriots will spend their time leading up to the big game in Arizona. Get the story behind the stories on NESN Live, presented by Cross Insurance. Weekday nights at 5:30.
Scoring first, Dallas ranked 24th in point percentage at just .646. The league average is a point percentage of .738. Bergeron gives to Hamilton. He gains the line. Bergeron drive. Opens the space. Saved by Lehtinen. High can't catch in the rebound. Bergeron toe drags it back through the slot, but Eakin makes the clear. Fire to Hamilton to the attacking line. Gets underneath. Riley Smith's backhand. No icing. Kari Lehtinen plays it high off glass, and it goes off the corner glass, then over the low glass on the side of the rink. Out of play. 9:55 to go, second period. The Bert Fiddler goal is the subject of Berkshire Bank Rewind after this short break. Let Berkshire Bank help. This is Dallas's last game before the All-Star break. And the Stars in the brutally difficult Central Division are just a few points out of playoff position. They come in with 49 points on the season. Calgary occupies the lowest wild card slot in the West at 53. Jamie Benn against Carl Soderberg on the boards. Soderberg wins it with a little bit of help from Louis Eriksson. Eriksson elects to wiggle the puck down to the corner. Kelly with a stick lift against Alexiak, and Kari Lehtinen just wants to quiet things down.
Yeah, you're curious at the start of this hockey game what the lineup matchups would be, and we've seen the Soderberg line against the Sagan line quite a bit tonight. And I guess if you want to take away Sagan or Jamie Benn, the best thing you can do is make them spend time in their own zone. And when that line's playing well, the Soderberg line, again, Jack, it's about that cycling the puck, keeping it in the offensive zone, using the points. If there's not a shot to the net, back down below the goal line. And they've done a nice job of it tonight. Right now, in the second period, the Bruins have 5 minutes, 12 seconds of attacking zone time to just 3:36 for Dallas. A minute and a half advantage for Boston in this second period. But as you just illustrated, here we go. We've got Adam McQuaid going on the far side against Antoine Roussel, who keeps the gloves glued to the palms. And how are we going to see this one distributed? McQuaid's going to get a roughing penalty. And is Roussel going to get nothing? He's skating toward the Dallas bench. Yep, that's it. Third minor on McQuaid tonight. He's pinching down at the offensive blue line along the wall. Both guys get their hands and gloves up into one another's faces. Gonna look at it on the replay. I guess because McQuaid's going to drop the gloves thinking he's engaged in a fight. He's the only one that's going to get minor penalty.
How many times can you dodge a bullet? The Dallas Stars have so much talent, although not a terrific amount of success on their power play this year. They can wheel out the weapons. Kevin Miller wins a puck battle on the boards against Jason Spezza, sends Bergeron up to the red line. Bergeron and Craig Cunningham, the penalty-killing forwards. And Miller joined by Chara. Jamie Benn wrists the backhand into the middle. Chara takes it and strokes it the length of the ice.
Yeah, not the smartest play by Kevin Miller. He kind of took it right into Jamie Benn's neighborhood. He had a chance to send the puck the length of the ice, take it.
Jason Spezza with speed. Miller keeps him at the hash marks. Spezza brings it back to Seguin against Eriksson. Now Spezza closes the shot. Rask comes off his line. That puck rattles off glass and takes a 200-foot bounce. Seguin off the webbing of Rask's glove. Spezza hops off Sagan's backhand. Seguin holds far side against Paille and Seidenberg. Klingberg nudges the backhand under Spezza's stick. Spezza against Chara in the corner. Back to Klingberg. Klingberg tosses it past Campbell to Spezza. Cross ice behind Seguin. He takes the puck on the carom. Backhands it off. Seidenberg skates. It's off Eakin to Klingberg to Seguin, and a save by Rask. Paille on the backhand, can't get it past Seguin. Little juggle job, keeps it in the zone for the moment. Eakin retrieves at center as it deflects out. A little over 20 seconds to go on the power play as Ales Hemsky has a hop in his step, swerving over the Boston line. Gives it to Antoine Roussel, who drew this penalty. Now it's Goligoski alone at the line. He's got Hemsky on his right. Gives it to Demers. Jason Demers. A saucer toss to Goligoski. The puck on edge for a moment. Hemsky's drive saved by Rask. Through Roussel's screen. Hemsky on the half boards. Goligoski to Demers. The rocket goes high off glass. 3 shots on the power play while McQuaid is in the box, and he's fresh out now. Paille will spoon it to the corner. The Bruins get a full change.
Yeah, Paille had a change. Campbell already made a decision to get to the bench. He was out there killing the penalty, so McQuaid goes as well.
Lucic intercepts away from Roussel. Pastrnak is the high option. Here's Miller at the blue line. The wrist shot saved Letton, and he paddles it to the end boards. Krejci on the backhand. Lucic shoves it back to Miller. Lucic and Krejci have a collision far side. Pastrnak with a nifty stick lift on Vern Fiddler, but he can't control the puck. Goligoski can't get it out of the zone. And now Fiddler with sheer determination past Krejci. 3-on-2. Closes off the post to the glove side of Rask. Fiddler an inch away from having his second, but the Bruins have counter. Krejci's pass deflects. Lucic intercepts high slot. The shot goes wide on the stick side. And then they go at American Airlines Center in Dallas. Seidenberg goes to the end wall. Sevier picks it up past a fallen teammate, Jamie Benn. Jordy Benn's the wrist shot and the diving tip in front by Travis Mullen, and the puck goes off end glass. Jordy Benn reaches to knock it down in his own zone. Seguin the dart to Jamie Benn. The tight pirouette. Seguin hits the Jets. Curls against McQuaid. Jamie Benn's shot through to Sevier. Sevier to Jamie Benn. Can't bring it along with him off the end boards. McQuaid gets upended in a collision with Seguin. Eriksson just past the line. Sevier bangs him. Here's Kelly down the wing with Soderberg charging middle. Soderberg swivels Eriksson. He scores! Louis Eriksson from Soderberg. And the Bruins have tied it to finish a spectacular sequence of hockey.
And it was finished spectacularly. What a great play. Just a good effort along the wall. It starts with Eriksson. The recognition to Kelly to come across, lend support. And how about that puck movement? Kelly finds Soderberg off that far post around the hash mark. Little spin-a-ram or backhand feed. And Eriksson's able to one-time it because Letton had to commit to Soderberg. And it's a wide open net. And the sequence check, if you want to take it back far enough, was that numbered rush for the Stars when Fiddler went short side over the glove off the post.
What a tremendous sequence of hockey. How's your entertainment factor tonight? Cody Eakin. Bergeron engages with the body first to send the puck to the corner. Rattles off a couple of skates. Riley Smith prevents it from getting center. Spezza turns and fires it off Smith's skates. It comes right to Goligoski at the point. The slap pass too hot for Eakin to handle, especially with Paille in the neighborhood. Spezza and Bergeron far side. Bergeron locks him up. Hamilton doesn't play it quickly enough. Spezza takes it away. Chara steals, but now here's Klingberg. The wrist shot saved by Rask. Goligoski on the far side. It goes off Smith's stick. Dougie Hamilton skates it out of the Boston zone. Bounces it all the way in on Kari Lehtinen. Less than 5 minutes to go in a thrilling second period. Krug over the line. Pastrnak has possession, but Paille had not cleared. Well, at one end, Vern Fiddler almost made it 2-0, and at the other end, oh my goodness, Louis Eriksson on a sweet feed makes it 1-1.
Former Boston Bruin and current Dallas Star Rich Peverley at the rink this morning. Peverley's always around the team. He works out with them, and he's on headsets during home games with the coaching staff. Peverley collapsed on March 10th, 2014, and he had to be resuscitated by the Stars medical staff. Since this is such a unique situation, there's no timetable on when he could be returning.
Karen, thank you. Peverley in good spirits, terrific guy, and wonderful to see him up and around. Absolutely the scariest moment of the last several National Hockey League seasons. Here comes Vern Fiddler trying to split the seam between Krug and Miller. Drops it off, and Garbutt challenges Rask. But Tuukka Rask is making timely stops, and Roussel continues to be a pest. And Miller, who is a running buddy with Adam McQuaid, takes a couple of pops at Roussel, making sure he connects below the chin.
Yeah, Miller got a little personal back and forth with Roussel right at the offensive blue line, and when that was going on, that quick counterattack by the Stars, and Pastrnak couldn't get back inside on the back check of Garbutt. That's a pretty good opportunity from close range by the Stars' third line. Then the extracurricular with Roussel involved, he's just looking to draw more penalties on you.
Well, it's exactly the facet of his personality that made him attractive to the Bruins and made him part of the Providence Bruins for a while. He enjoys getting his nose dirty.
Well, I'm good there's no call, happy there's no calls there. Right. You're going to stick your nose in there.
Right.
This is what you should expect.
And that's what he expects, exactly. Daniel Paille shoves it along the boards. Jamie Benn scoots it through the corner, carries it on the backhand in tight quarters, gives off to Jordy Benn. He whacks it around. Bergeron reverses. McQuaid has space. Here comes Seguin. McQuaid quickly for Riley Smith, but he couldn't keep possession. He had Paille on his immediate left. Seguin hits high gear. Seibert back to pick it up. D to McQuaid. He draws Sevier, but Sevier gets a piece of the pass. Horkoff can't handle it as the puck comes across the middle. Yoki Paka down the boards. Bergeron wins the puck battle against Seguin. Now Seidenberg has a little bit of space. 3.5 minutes to go in the second period. The pass does not connect through the neutral zone. It's going to be icing in the face-off back to the Boston end.
Stop by the British Beer Company in Danvers on Thursday, January 29th for official Bruins watch party to see the Bruins battle the Islanders at 7 p.m. Order from a special menu featuring Bruins-themed items. Mingle with Blades and the Ice Girls. Enjoy the game. Enter for the chance to win autographed team memorabilia and more. For information, visit bostonbruins.com/viewing party. Yeah, Bruins got to move their feet a little bit quicker. Both Seidberg and McQuaid had chances, Jack, to get moving, take ice, take space, and make a play. He starts standing still. Seidberg guilty of the icing. McQuaid almost tried to pass it through someone, and Dallas kept the puck in the offensive zone.
Bergeron and Spezza on the drop. Bergeron wins the puck to the near boards. Alexiak feeds Penske lofts the backhand to the kick plate behind Rask. Murkoff tumbles. Seidenberg can't do anything with it. Spezza off a stick, and it flies through the middle. Paille turning in tight quarters right through the slot. Seidenberg indirect. Smith does a 360, and the puck wasn't facing his front the whole time. Chara bounces it past Smith, and the puck slides all the way to the Dallas end. Alexiak, long indirect. Spezza can't reach out and control it. Chara goes D-to-D to Krug. Krug back to the Boston captain off Eriksson, who has the Bruins goal. Soderberg speeds to the end boards to beat Alexiak to it, but his pass eludes Eriksson. Kelly keeps it in at the blue line. Lehtinen. Jokipaka stumbles. Soderberg to Kelly. The shot goes off. Garbage sticking wide. Miller around the boards. Eriksson to the corner to Soderberg, backing up against Jokipaka. Now it's Eriksson. Soderberg tries to control the puck. Roussel can't get it out of the zone. Now it's Miller jumping down to the hash marks. The Boston defenseman loses to Spezza in the corner. He throws the shovel full of snow over the bank, and Krug picks it up. The quick up to Soderberg. He's got Perron far side. Eriksson in the slot can't control. Eriksson bounces it into the slot off a Klingberg stick. Seguin to Jokipaka. He gives up possession to Campbell. Campbell to Hamilton in near the skates. The tip from Perron on the far post. He couldn't redirect it into the goal. Chara to Hamilton in the neutral zone. Drops into the Boston end. Less than 2 minutes to go in the period. Craig Cunningham, second chance over the line. Can't get a clean shot off as Jamie Benn gets in the way. Drives it in front. Campbell scores! Gregory Campbell goes to the net. Determination from Craig Cunningham, and the Bruins grinder line puts Boston on top for the first time tonight.
So much to like about this goal. The quick up in the neutral zone. Didn't have to be immediate, but Hamilton recognizes an opportunity to keep the pressure on with re-entry. And then he got a kid like Craig Cunningham, who has really earned the coach's respect and trust. When he gets his stick lifted on the attempted shot by Benn, he stops on the puck, he stays with it, and he gets the puck to the net. It allows Gregory Campbell to get to that loose puck. Second chance opportunity. Doesn't flush it, but he gets enough to find an opening, similar to the Fiddler goal, where just had eyes. And with the penalty to Perron back in the first period, he had a goal taken away from him, but that was going to count.
Here comes Tyler Seguin. Throws it ahead of Sevier. Colton Sevier wibbles in right in front, and Seguin gets denied as Tuukka Rask makes a very timely save. Goligoski gets the hip engaged with Lucic and send him to the boards, but Riley Smith has it back to Seidenberg to drive, skittering along the ice, and Lehtinen snares it with the glove with 1:02 to go in the second. Campbell has his fifth to put Boston on top.
Another look at the goal by Gregory Campbell. The shot with Perron getting to the front of the net, and then Campbell with that puck on edge. He knows Lettinen's not set, so he wants to get it on goal. He wants to get rid of it as quickly as he can. And I said he didn't flush it, meaning he doesn't get a lot on it, doesn't get everything on it, but he gets enough on it and puts it in a good spot to elude the Dallas goaltender and give the Bruins the lead.
Soderberg, Kelly, and Eriksson on the ice once again. Chara holds intentionally wide. Kelly after it. Jordy Benn can't get it past Kelly. Now Soderberg comes out of the corner with possession. Turns, tries to fire it through. Demers got a piece of the puck. Dallas on the clear. Soderberg bounces it wide of Kari Lehtinen. 40 seconds to go in the period. Soderberg loves the puck down at the blue line. Here's Spezza, the drive and a save by Rask. Fiddler on a second chance. Spezza trying to ram it middle. And you can hear the Tuukka chant from the crowd, who's playing with a high stick by Mullen. Back comes Eriksson. Nudges it far side. Ryan Garbutt whacks it clear. Vern Fiddler works Chara's side of the ice. Holds off the skates of Roussel. Hamilton in the final 10 seconds works it forward. Goligoski was lining him up for a hip check. Fiddler will try to bleed the clock dry. John Klingberg has it on his stick as the horn sounds to end the second. The Bruins were behind on Fiddler 6 of the season, but they come roaring back in the last 6 minutes of the period, and they lead it 2-1 after 40 minutes.
And understanding how important, once they got the lead, the last couple of minutes of this period was Claude Julien changing his lines a little bit. Pastrnak not coming out, Paille not coming out. other players jumping in those slots instead, knowing how important and critical it was once you have the 2-1 lead to take that lead into the third period.
Well, Dale, as players find their roles and sometimes get moved around, we've seen the emergence of Craig Cunningham, who gets his first career assist on Gregory Campbell's go-ahead goal. So the Bruins lead it, and a lot of that second goal for Boston was sheer determination. Boston Bruins Hockey on NESN is brought to you by Amica Insurance, now with new lower auto insurance rates for Massachusetts drivers. By K-Bear, your wings throughout New England. By Subaru of New England. And by TD Bank, America's most convenient bank. Alongside Andy Brickley with Garrett Austin at ice level and our NESN production crew, I'm Jack Edwards. The Bruins have come from behind to lead 2-1 going into the third. Moments ago, Brick had a chance to chat with Bruins assistant coach Doug Jarvis.
Doug, let's talk about the penalty killing a little bit tonight. 4 power plays for Dallas. What have you liked about your man down?
Well, I like the fact that for the most part we're getting strong clears down the ice, and that's what we need to continue to do. Put the puck down the ice, make them go 180 feet to come back at us, and I think also we've done a good job through the neutral zone as far as their entries. I think we've closed them off pretty well and created turnovers at that point.
How hard is it for the coaching staff to arrive at some kind of balance? You want to keep the rhythm of your own offense, but you also want matchups, particularly against a guy like Seguin and Jamie Benn.
Well, you want to continue with the matchups. We've been doing that most of the night and doing a pretty good job at it, and you know, that's the rhythm that we're into, and we need to stay on that page, certainly in this third period.
Well, Dallas certainly seems vulnerable in the third period. Good luck.
Thank you, Andy.
You know, Brick, just as the Bruins carry on the tradition of the 8-spoke salute by honoring a member of the military, they do the same thing here in Dallas, except instead of doing it during the game, they do it before the game. And there was a Boston tie tonight. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, in conjunction with the national anthem, Brian Mitchell, 3 tours of duty, Jack, overseas. And we do have a personal connection because his brother Boomer back in Dover, Mass, along with their mother, good friends with Jeff Soroke, who does a number of things with the Boston Bruins through the alumni and their Prohibitions Hockey Inc. They want to make sure that we gave a very special thank you for your service. You make us all proud.
It's been a scoring change on the second Boston goal. Take an assist away from Jordan Caron and give one to Dougie Hamilton. Hamilton rips it around through the corner. Game summary brought to you by your New England Chevy dealers. And I think Hamilton's going to go for a penalty here.
What, interference?
Yeah, I think it's got to be. I don't know what else it would be. It was a hip check to the thigh. Ryan Garbutt's drive and a save by Rask. And the puck will stay right down there as Dallas will begin the power play. And they're calling tripping.
Well, he was trying to go for the hip, and then the little move kind of got him in no man's land. And it's almost making contact with his upper body.
Yeah. He shouldered him in the knee, and he gets a trip. Okay.
I guess he's just too low.
Clipping is the official jargon.
Boston penalty for 27.
So the 5th power play of the night for the Dallas Stars. Cody Eakin against Zdeno Chara on the end boards. Jason Spezza, it bounces out to Seguin. Now Klingberg swivels it down. John Klingberg out at the blue line again. Brings it over to Seguin. Loads up the drive. Tipped in front. Chara with a huge reach to win it away from Spezza. Jamie Benn waits for the puck to slide to him. Seguin all over the attacking zone, but Kevin Miller intercepts and skips one all the way in on Lettinen.
Yeah, strong play by Miller. Physical play on Seguin to force the turnover, and there's that hard clear that Doug Jarvis was talking about.
Seguin working to the dot. McQuaid pokes the puck away. Eakin snaps the backhand to Klingberg. Jamie Benn's one-timer. It changed speed and direction on the way in, and Rask with a big right pad save. Seguin turns, faces the goal, rings the crossbar, and it caroms up and out of play. We've seen it 1,000 times. Tyler Seguin turns and fires, and he gets some Chinese mustard on it.
Yeah, he can really shoot it, and when you come off that half wall with that arcing motion towards the net, you're in a shooting mode. And he snaps it past McQuaid. Rask doesn't pick it up till it's almost on him, over the blocker, off the crossbar, and up into the screen. 6th shot. Well, I don't know how many attempts. He's got 5 shots on goal through 2 periods. I guess that's not a shot on goal, but yet another attempt and nearly a tie hockey game.
Seidenberg angles the puck off the boards, and Jason Demers couldn't keep it in. Now Alex Goligoski back of his own goal, 3/4 of a minute to go on the power play. Hits the flying Hemsky, curls and drags, but Seidenberg takes it out with the slide. Half a minute to go on the power play for Dallas. Alex Goligoski has Hemsky with a hop in his step on the right. Gives it to Colton Sevier. He wiggles the puck to the corner. Seidenberg attacks the puck, shoves it up the wall. Demers takes the hit to move it to Goligoski. Down low for Hemsky. Wrists it back to Goligoski. Sevier is the man in the high slot. Hemsky stick handles to the corner. Leaves it for Goligoski at the line. Sean Horkoff, the man in front, looking for the tip. Seidenberg makes bowling pins out of it. Demers flips it wide on the wrist shot. Sevier brings it back. Goligoski's bomb. Hamilton is out of the box.
That was blocked by McQuaid.
That was a manly block, because that puck was going 80 plus at least. Roussel shields the puck over the line. Fiddler can't stick handle through Krug. He backhands it up into the neutral zone. Oleksiak indirect all the way to Kevin Miller of Boston. Oleksiak gives it away to Krug. He jumps over the Dallas line. Oleksiak unloads on him. Pastrnak is there. Cannot connect with Lucic on the short pass. Oleksiak to Jokipaka. Back to Oleksiak. Long indirect to Fiddler. Fiddler stops on Krug. Now Starks goes to the corner. Pins in the puck. Krug pins in Vern Fiddler. Fiddler wraps it loose. Jordy Ben in the near corner. Miller takes the bump from Roussel. Roussel on the inside now. Miller pries it loose out of the skates. Fiddler sends it off the boards. Miller steers it in front to Krug. That's good communication. Krug letting him know he's there. Pastrnak on the diagonal, breaking with Lucic. Pasternak's driving, a save by Lehtinen. Adam McQuaid doing whatever he had to do to keep this puck from getting through.
Yeah, the Bruins did a pretty good job again killing a penalty, and at the tail end, the price you pay in front of the net. I mean, all he can do is kind of turn his back, because you don't know if that's going to come at your face, but the minute you see where it is, you say, hey, I'm just going to pay the price, let it hit my body, protect my goaltender. I'm in this area. I got to block this shot. I'm going to give my goaltender some problems, and he just takes it right in the numbers.
Alex Goligoski, the long saucer pass to Sevier, pivots on Chara and whips it wide. Rask bumps the puck to the corner. Soderberg trying to shield it under pressure from Seguin. Seguin wins the puck back to Ben, back to the point. Goligoski head high just past Sevier's ear. Sevier spins the puck off the boards. Seguin the backhand into the middle looking for Sevier. Jamie Benn through to Sevier. He chops at it, but it goes off the stick and wide. Now Seguin's shot and a blocker saved by Rask outside the crease and into the protective netting. Tuukka Rask has risen to the challenge.
He gets this one with a block or two. More pressure from the Stars. Trying to build a little more momentum off the power play opportunities and the pressure that they've had. Seguin trying to get to space, trying to make a play to the slot to Sevier. Seguin's going to track this puck down again on a little backhand feed from Ben. I mean, that's a nice rotation, good cycling, and a good area to shoot the puck.
Hemsky's shot saved by Rask.
This Sunday night at 7, get ready for the baseball season with Red Sox Town Hall. Join Tom Caron as he sits down with John Farrell, Ben Cherington, John Henry, Tom Werner, and Larry Lucchino. Submit questions now using hashtag Red Sox Town Hall and have your voice heard.
Hemsky off the face-off win by Horkoff against Bergeron. Hemsky holds in the corner. Jokipaka cross ice. Oleksiak shot into the pile of bodies. Jokipaka to the dot to Spezza. Spezza holds on the boards. Hemsky can't keep control. Seidenberg strong on the stick, but Horkoff shields it. Seidenberg throws the body. Hemsky back to Jokipaka. Oleksiak's rocket off the end boards. Hops up on the string. Spezza tries to fish it out of McQuaid. Skates. Horkoff jamming leg on leg against McQuaid on the end wall. Seidenberg stabs the puck to Bergeron. Bergeron shields to bring it out of the zone. And Cunningham rams it down the wall. Jokipaka with a bouncer, and Lettinen has to control it to Hemsky. Hemsky has found his range for shooting in the third period. Jyrki Jokipaka past the red line. Behind Roussel, doesn't connect, and it's icing. Dallas scored 3 goals against Chicago to run away with that one on Sunday night, and the Stars are feeling it right now.
Yeah, well, we made the mention of the numbers, how good they are in the second period. They're a -12 goal differential in the third, -6 in overtime. So the Bruins should be fairly comfortable in this situation against Dallas. But you're right, even despite those numbers that favor Boston, 3 goals in the third in Chicago to win 6-3.
And as one would imagine, Claude Julien's take is on the first 5 minutes of this third period. Here's Miller's driving a save by Lettinen. Joel Quenneville said of Chicago's game and the 6-3 loss, "We are not happy with the effort." Jyrki Jokipaka off the stick of Lucic. Sky-high rebound. Jokipaka can't glove it out of the zone. Here's Krejci with Paille in front. Krejci pulling the puck along, shielding from Jokipaka. Tries to scrape it up the board. Second effort, gets it to Krug. He's got Miller on the right side with a little bit of space. Miller's wrist shot off the leg pad, going wide of the goal. But Lettinen wasn't going to take any chances. Paille jamming 1 against 3. Lucic with the puck back to Miller, over to Krug. He draws Garbutt. The wrist shot through the pile, off the strings, rests on the apron. Paille gets it loose. Lucic indirect for Miller. The Bruins with good zone time here. Krug wrists it toward Lettinen. The shoulders save on the deflection in close. And the Stars finally clear to the Bruins with a great answering shift after all that Dallas energy early.
And this is where the Stars are vulnerable. Cycle the puck in the offensive zone, which means if you don't have anything coming through the neutral zone, lay it in the area to establish that forecheck and use your points.
Tremendously entertaining hockey game tonight. Dougie Hamilton forward off the boards. Lettinen plays it away from Eriksson, and he's going to get a shot on goal. Char trying to wrap it around to Kelly. Hits a crazy bounce off of Stanchion. Colton Sevier at the hash marks, brings it back to Murray. Shot, Mike, saved by Rask. Char with the giant reach, gets it to Eriksson. Out into the neutral zone, and Kelly rides it around the boards. Demers going to get an interference penalty for blasting into Soderberg before the puck got there. Elbowing is the call.
And it was a little high.
Take your pick. 12:56 to go in the game. Demers insists he's innocent.
Wrapping up their trip to Dallas, we're here to break it all down for you on Ace Ticket Bruins Overtime Live.
Yeah, we'll preview tomorrow's opponent, the Colorado Avalanche.
And Jack and Brick will talk to Claude Julien.
Ace Ticket Bruins Overtime Live right after the game.
Dale, thank you very much. The Bruins road power play is subject of discussion. Early in the game, a chance for a giant goal.
Yeah, you got to think the play to Bergeron in the slot when he overloads on one side, not dead center, but overloads the puck side, is available.
Bergeron wins the face-off. Dougie Hamilton's drive. Garbutt with the block, and he skates it out to center. Saucers the backhand. Hamilton gets a piece of the puck. Eakin dances around him. It comes off Hamilton. Smith knocks it down, and Hamilton controls. Hamilton has Bergeron on the right wing board. Stick handling all the way to the attacking line, and then he gets it in deep. Lettinen bumps it over to Antoine Roussel. Soderberg on the forecheck. Roussel skates it over to Eakin, but he can't get the puck out of the zone. Riley Smith to Hamilton. He's got Bergeron far side. Hamilton shot, scores! Dougie Hamilton rips one top corner, and the Bruins lead 3-1 with a power play goal. The Bruins in their last 12 games, when leading on the road with a power play, were 0 for 6.
And I'll tell you right now, Jack, Lettinen never saw this puck because Soderberg's standing right in front of him, taking away his eyes. You know, Hamilton did not make a great play coming through the neutral zone. He froze the other 4 guys when he just gained the blue line and laid the puck in, but Roussel couldn't make a good enough play. The good force by Soderberg. Bergeron gets in there along the wall to keep the play alive to Torrey Krug. And that's the area of the ice that we were looking for for the play to Bergeron. That overload side is right by that inside hash mark. Well, Hamilton just carries the puck to that area himself because Dallas allowed him to penetrate, but Soderberg right in front of Lettinen gives the Bruins a power play goal at a critical time to extend their lead to 2.
Dougie Hamilton already had collected his 18th assist of the season on Campbell's go-ahead goal. That tied a career high, and now, as you just saw graphically, he has set a career high in goal.
Look at Soderberg. He's going to try to get right in front of the goaltender for the Dallas Stars, and you can see Lettinen saying, I have no idea where this puck is. I'm going to get in the butterfly. I'm going to try to have my glove in a good spot. I'm kind of guessing where that release is coming from and hope the puck hits me if it doesn't hit Soderberg.
Jason Demers, who took the skate of shame, he was in the box for elbowing Soderberg. Sends the puck into the Boston zone. Lucic gets the puck back to Chara. Chara turns away from Sevier. Krejci, Silky to Miller, to Chara, to Krejci with space with Cunningham on his immediate left. Krejci rolls the puck down to the corner. Cunningham with a big hit against Demers. Lucic far side against Sevier. Fires it on goal. Cunningham, the crease top tip, and Lettinen a big save to keep it a game. 11.5 to go. Dallas had a huge surge in the beginning of the third period. Tuukka Rask made some timely saves, and then the Bruins made the power play a weapon. Sean Horcoff from Lettinen up ice. Here comes Hemsky through the seam. Now the shot from Klingberg off a stick and off the end glass. Goligoski, the defenseman, forward of the goal line. McQuaid muscles it over toward Krug, but Horcoff gets underneath and wins the puck. Brings it back. Klingberg, the slap pass to Hemsky. Hemsky in the rotation, carrying it all the way to the blue line. Reverses on Bergeron, finds Klingberg at the hash marks, working through Campbell. Klingberg, the defenseman, brings it to Spets on the left wing half boards. His shot knocked down. Bergeron collects his stick as Hemsky tries to wrap her onto the backhand and gets planted underneath Riley Smith. And finally, Rask ties up the puck alongside the goal. It came up on the roof, actually.
Hemsky got away with a nice little pick on Patrice Bergeron when this puck goes back to the point, middle of your screen. And that allows time to get that puck to the net. Then the wraparound chance. Hemsky has it, but Tuukka Rask able to move quickly back. He was outside the net below the goal line on one side. Had to quickly get across. Krug helped him out to seal off the short side. But Hemsky had that opportunity on that near post. And finally the Bruins get a whistle to slow things down.
Terrific tempo in this game. Thrust answered by thrust. And the Bruins have scored 3 unanswered goals after Dallas opened the scoring early in the second. Hamilton snaps the pass forward to Eriksson. Jokipaka spins one into the Boston zone. Hamilton D-to-D. Seidenberg takes it on the carom. Goes up through Kelly. Jokipaka has it on the post. Alexiak past the red line. Fiddler redirects the puck. Rask out of his cage off. Hamilton skates. Soderberg knocks it back to the Boston defenseman, and Dougie Hamilton around to Dennis Seidenberg. Seidenberg chips it cross ice. Carl Soderberg scoops the puck up. It goes past Louis Eriksson. Jason Demers reaches out and now knocks it over to Jordy Benn, to Jamie Benn. Wing to wing, but it's behind Seguin, who is flying forward. Pastrnak cranks it loose, and Jordy Benn hammers it in. Chara to Miller. Krejci along the wall, nudges it forward to Lucic. He accelerates against Seguin. Demers spins it right to Chara in the neutral zone. He bounces it off the end boards. Lucic with a green light hit, floors Jordy Benn. Miller toward the attacking line. Jamie Benn picks up the pass. Jamie Benn to Seguin with a rocket one-timer that goes so hard off the end boards, it goes 190 feet the wrong way.
Nice play by Benn. Found open space in the neutral zone. They try to get that puck up to Lucic when he made the steal, gained the blue line, found Seguin for the one-timer, who had some net.
Riley Smith on the forecheck wins it away from Klingberg. Bergeron gets a piece of the puck. Spezza Throws it forward for Hemsky. Hemsky in the corner, rips it off for Rask, who had to hold the short side. Riley Smith along the end of the wing boards rolls the puck all the way to the far wall.
Nice play by Campbell. Sag back to the slot. Jack just hammers the puck to the corner out of the danger area.
Horkoff hops through the open door on the Dallas bench, not putting much weight on the left leg. We'll keep an eye on that. Jokipaka off the glass. It tumbles into the Boston zone. Ryan Garbutt brings it back to Jokipaka. The one-timer pops up in the air. Oleksiak couldn't get it through, and here comes Louis Eriksson. Jokipaka with a nice poke check forces the offside with 8:04 to go in the game. Dallas out shooting the Bruins 30-26, but Boston with the lead and the heavyweight. Play brought to you by your New England Audi dealers.
And the goal by Louis Eriksson came in a sequence where the game sort of really started opening up, which you would think would favor the Stars the way they like to play. Fiddler had hit a post just prior to this opportunity, but what a great play. That line, when they're playing well, Kelly to Soderberg. Soderberg with a behind-the-back pass to Eriksson, forcing Ledley to commit to the first potential shot. And that tied the hockey game and really got the Bruins going in the right direction.
And folks, that's why you got to watch the pregame on this, because Brick talked about him for a good 2 minutes or so. McQuaid tries to hold up Sevier. Klingberg retreating in his own zone. Cunningham, the front man. Cunningham has taken the spot on Krejci's right with Lucic on the left.
Yeah, Claude Julien talked about with just 2 games to go before a whole bunch of days off in terms of game days, that if I got to shorten my bench here on these 2 games, this 2-game road trip, even though it's back-to-back with travel, got to do it. Got to go with the guys that are playing and they're competing and getting the job done.
Bruins 4 points ahead of 9th place Florida coming into tonight. Florida with 2 games in hand. Sevier shot saved, juicy rebound, and it comes right back to Rask as Adam McQuaid is there to prevent Tyler Seguin from having an open side.
Now Klingberg's just going to jump into the play right off the face-off. You know, you're down by a pair. You got an offensive-minded defenseman with good skills. When the Stars win this draw in the neutral zone, he's going to activate right away. He just takes off. It's a set play. You see where Lucic was moving up as the left winger. I mean, if you're protecting an area or you're man-to-man, that's your guy. But Klingberg just took off up the gut. Leads to a pretty good shot coming across the blue line for Dallas.
They'll do it again. Seguin has been credited with 7 shots on goal and also had a spectacular crossbar that does not count as a shot on goal. Spencer wins the draw cleanly. Klingberg leaves it for Hemsky. They're working that pick. Hemsky tosses the beanbag, but Soderberg's wise to it. Hammers the backhand off the boards. Goligoski knocks it down, and Hemsky is here. Hemsky really feeling it in the 3rd period. Has found some seams and has done some magic with the hands. Seidenberg kicks the puck out of the crease area. Miller wraps it around for Kelly, but the puck deflects off his stick. Spezza has Hemsky going toward the middle. Goligoski's wrist shot off Kelly's stick into the protective netting with 7:01 remaining in the game.
Tonight, following the post-game show, keep it here for NESN Sports Today, presented by People's United Bank. They'll have more coverage of this game, the latest on Deflategate down in Foxborough, and they'll go inside the locker room with the latest from Seahawks practice. Get all you need to know tonight after the post-game show.
Patrice Bergeron on the face-off against Cody Eakin. Bergeron just 1 for 3 against Eakin, and Eakin just pushes him back off the puck. So Bergeron now 1 for 4 with the Bruins control. Eakin keeps the puck in the zone. Garvin, the saucer pass all the way to the far boards. High chops the puck near side. Riley Smith sees Jordy Ben's hit coming and meets it. They were teammates a couple of years back. Krejci hops over the puck as the Bruins are in the middle of a change. Cody Eakin tries to spin it through McQuaid in the corner. Eakin fires it to Sevier. He hit the post. He came right back past Rask. Colton Sevier with a turning wrist shot. Cranks one off the post, and it comes straight back at him. McQuaid hammers the puck off the boards, and it comes out to center. Jason Demers straight ahead for Seguin. Seguin back in his own zone. Alexiak to the attacking line to Ben. Ben holds against Krejci. Ben's so strong in his skates, Krejci just couldn't lead him off the puck, but Krejci now pokes it loose, and it tumbles to the Dallas zone.
Yeah, Bruins need to make a few more plays here, Jack.
Here comes Seguin, lofts it toward Rask, and he grabs it shoulder high. 5:41 to go in the game. Dallas had a huge surge in the third period early. It's getting a surge together in the third period late. The Stars have a crossbar and a post, but they haven't beaten Rask since the second period.
9:30, join Dale and Billy when WB Mason presents Bruins Face-Off Live. They'll preview the matchup with the Avalanche, take a closer look at Jarome Iginla's season, and have all the latest NHL headlines. Get ready for the game right here tomorrow at 9:30.
And what a great lead-in. We're going to have Merrimack and BC. Our coverage begins at 6:30. Hockey all night on NESN tomorrow night. Alex Goligoski gets nothing on it. Louis Eriksson with a skate block back to center. Chris Kelly races through and sends the puck all the way to the end boards. The Bruins need some attacking zone time. But a clever move by Klingberg to open up a seam. Now here comes Goligoski on the go. He chips the puck past Hamilton all the way to the end wall. Hamilton out the other side. Horkoff rattles it middle. Remember, Horkoff went off a little bit lame after his last shift. Good to see him back. Eriksson holds at the red line and skips a two-hopper in on Kari Lettinen. Crowd making a lot of noise here, and the Bruins trying to answer with the fans wearing the black and gold in the stands here. Klingberg pulls the puck in by his skates to get it to Sevier. Jamie Benn cross ice. Sevier can't knock it down. Gregory Campbell has it, wraps it hard for McQuaid. McQuaid up the middle of the defensive zone. Riley Smith bunts it over to Bergeron. He sends it all the way in on Lettinen, and the Dallas goalie plays it over to Jordy Benn. Benn off the end board. Jason Demers, Seguin redirects it. Jamie Benn has to back up to the puck. Now it's Jordy Benn. Slides it back to Demers. Jordy Benn straight up the middle, does not connect. And no icing ruled here. Somebody must have gotten a little piece of it in the neutral zone. Jordy Benn tries to glove it down and wraps up Cunningham. It's all the plays taking place in the front two-thirds of the ice. Demers goes down like a rag doll, and Lucic is going to go for holding with 4:08 remaining in the game, and it's going to get interesting.
Yeah, no question. Milan Lucic with that free hand has that wraparound in the neutral zone as the Bruins try to stymie the Stars in center ice. Demers had a little explosive move, but just enough of a wrap with that stick in the belt area and the free hand. Right in front of the official, Lucic will go to the penalty box, and maybe that play doesn't happen if you get the icing call, Jeff. I was surprised that there wasn't an icing on that play. It leads to a power play. We'll see how aggressive the Stars want to be. Meaning, would they even consider pulling their goalie to go 6-on-4 at any point on this man advantage?
Bruins have had a very strong night of penalty killing, but here's another task. Klingberg to Seguin. Past the hash marks, off a couple of bodies. Miller aggressive to the puck to Kelly, off of Eriksson's skates and out to center. John Klingberg, 22-year-old rookie defenseman. Wrists it hard for Jamie Benn. He's got Seguin almost on his hip. Benn turns to face the goal. Eriksson and Miller on that side of the ice. Benn patient with the puck with two men stacked up in front of Rask. Seguin gets it back, throws it into the pile. Eakin with the wraparound, but he couldn't maintain control. Trickles it back to Benn, over to Seguin. Two forwards out at the blue line. Seguin works it all the way corner. Now throws it toward Rask. Seguin to Benn. Benn closes the shot, saved by Rask. Spezza wraps it around through the corner. Benn back to Seguin alone at the blue line. Fakes the shot, goes all the way to the dot. Across the middle, looking for Benn to sneak in the weak side. The Dallas captain swoops along the line. John Klingberg holds it. Klingberg shot saved by Rask, and there is no rebound with 45 seconds to go in Lucic's penalty.
Not only did they need the save, they needed the whistle. Tuukka Rask delivers. You can see the penalty killers. They were spent at that point, particularly up top with Eriksson and Kelly having to do a lot of work. They've both been very good in all three zones tonight, those two players along with Soderberg. Miller's done a nice job, but Rask, outstanding, able to smother that puck. Bruins needed a whistle and got it.
The blast from Demers and a pad save by Tuukka Rask. High jamming against Colton Sevier. Sevier brings it to Goligoski to Hemsky. Cross ice Demers. The drive from Goligoski off Campbell's stick and into the protective netting. 2.5 to go in the game. Half a minute to go in the Lucic penalty. 4 shots on goal so far in this power play.
Oh, another key block by the Bruins penalty killing unit. They're trying to channel this puck into certain areas, and when they set up the umbrella and set up Goligoski for the one-timer, Campbell just steps right back into the shooting lane.
Orkoff jamming against Campbell on the faceoff. Campbell wins it back. Cunningham hard off the glass and gets it down the rink.
Not only that, he recognizes I can get below the goal line in this situation and help out Seidenberg and McQuaid.
Goligoski off Cunningham's stick, rattles around back of the net. Seidenberg pursuing the puck. Hemsky spoons it back to Demers. Along to Goligoski. Now low for Hemsky. He has Horkoff in the high slot. Roussel right in front of the goal. Hemsky cross ice. Demers rattles off McQuaid's leg and wide. Lucic is out of the penalty box. 4 shots on goal during the power play. Hemsky can't stick a fork in it, and Cunningham with just sheer force of will knocks Hemsky and the puck back to center, allowing the Bruins to get fresh legs on the ice.
Yeah, real good effort. Has an opportunity to make sure that puck gets in the neutral zone, and he lays out.
David Krejci up the wall. Lucic nudges the backhand to Bergeron. He spins on the boards to Lucic. He walks through the lane. Lucic around. He's got Miller. Chips it to him. Miller fires it off the corner boards as he was losing his balance. Alexiak to Sevier. To Ben with Sagan. Sweet check by Chara, getting the shaft of the stick down. The net is empty in the Dallas end of the ice. Bergeron intercepts the puck in the neutral zone. Alexiak forces it up the left wing. Seidenberg hard around. Krejci knocks it down to Lucic. To Bergeron. Wants the red line. Fires for the empty net. It's wide. 1 minute to go. The Bruins up by a pair in the penultimate game for them before the All-Star break.
That was a 3-on-1 that developed for the Stars, and Chara, his biggest play of the night.
And the guy who was supposed to be on the receiving end was none other than Tyler Seguin, up at the league lead with 28 goals. 35 seconds left. Ales Hemsky feeds it forward to Jason Spezza. Eriksson poke checks it away. Soderberg jacks the backhand forward. Vern Fiddler, who has Dallas's only goal, gives it to Goligoski. Goligoski north and south. Spezza redirects it. McQuaid hacks it clear. Soderberg lifts the backhand. Klingberg gloves it down in the final 15 seconds. John Klingberg ahead to Sagan. He closes the rocket, and a save by Rask. Spezza in the final 10 seconds. Ben off McQuaid and out, and the Bruins come from behind to beat the Dallas Stars. Boston.
And a key power play goal, so the special team certainly had their fingerprints on this one. Tuukka Rask. How good is he playing right now, Jack? This stretch of games where the Bruins have gotten some traction, continue to climb in the standings, despite the 2 losses, the bookend losses to Columbus in this streak of 12 or 13 games. Tuukka Rask has elevated his game. But if you were looking for compete level to get a little bit higher or a lot higher than it was against Columbus, particularly when it was winning time, Bruins showed up tonight.
Dale, coming in tonight, Tuukka Rask's save percentage facing opposing power plays was just .849. He wanted it a lot higher. Well, tonight it was 1,000. 15 for 15 against Dallas's power play shots. A well-earned win.
Best penalty killing always starts with the goaltender, doesn't it, Jack? Coming up on Ace Ticket, Bruins Overtime Live. The Bruins top the Dallas Stars. They've got another game coming up tomorrow in Denver against the Avalanche. Jack and Brick will talk with Claude Julien. And as we said, Iginla and the Avs are on deck tomorrow night. Final game before the All-Star break. Ace Ticket, Bruins Overtime Live coming right up.